coloring your hair is going to change your curl pattern whether or not you know it or like it or whatever. It's going to change no matter what you do, but it's a matter of rebuilding those proteins and those nutrients that we sucked out when we put bleach to our hair and when we processed it. That is what's going to ultimately be the difference between damaged colored hair and healthy colored hair. Hello! If you are here, you probably colored your hair and you are absolutely regretting it. Worry no more. I am here to help. This video will give you some tips and tricks on how to care for color treated natural hair. If you guys are interested, continue watching, but before you do so, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You will be notified every time that I post some natural hair content. And let's just go. So you've colored your hair and you've noticed your curls just aren't the same anymore.
A lot of people will be scared here. A lot of people will be scared, and I'll name them.
Well, here's why. When you color your hair, you're probably using bleach, and bleach actually strips the hair of the melanin, which is what makes your hair the pigment that it is, and other nutrients like keratin, which is the building blocks, the building proteins, I should say, that help to build your hair. If those two things are missing, then obviously the integrity of your hair is going to be compromised. So here are a couple tricks and tips to use to help combat that. Hydration and moisture are going to be your best friends. And before I even get any further into this tip, I want to tell you guys the difference between hydration and moisture. Moisture refers to oil content, where hydration refers to water content. So your hair needs to have water and oil, not one or the other, but both. Moisture seals in hydration. Please remember that. That is super important. I suggest taking at least one day every week, once a week, whatever day you would like to pick, and use that to treat your hair. Deep conditioner treatments, hot oil treatments are going to be your best friend. And yes, it is time consuming, but if you want to preserve the integrity of your hair, it is going to be a necessity. I actually have some favorites. The first being the Pattern Beauty Intensive Conditioner for Tight Textures. I love Pattern Beauty's conditioner. It makes my hair so hydrated and moisturized. I had a really good braid out actually from using the entire Pattern Beauty line. One of my other ultimate favorites is the Shea Moisture Manuka Honey and Mafura Oil Intensive Hydration Treatment Mask. When I tell you, my hair loves this thing, okay? You can pick it up at Target or your local beauty supply store. I suggest going to Target if you want to not get followed by, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're a black girl that loves spending time in the beauty supply store, then you know exactly what I'm talking about getting followed.
Don't do it. Don't do.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. I've also picked up the Cream of Nature with argan oil from Morocco. This is a strengthening hair mask that restores and rebuilds, help distress curls, and deep treatment. This is actually the hair mask that I used to dilute the hair color that I did. As you can see, I refreshed my color. I used this mask to dilute it and to just use as like a protein treatment thing, and my hair is feeling lovely. And last but not least, I have tried the Main's Choice Proceed with Caution Killer Curls and Brutal Bounce Stop the Damage Pre and Post Mask. So this is infused with biotin, vitamin A, C, D, and E. Number 2 is to make sure that you seal your ends with moisture. If your hair is already dry, please, I beg you, do not put oil on top of that. You are just sealing in dryness. This tip only applies to when your hair is moisturized, when it's already hydrated, I should say. After you've come out the shower and your hair still has some hydration to it, some water, some mist, some dew, whatever form of water it comes in, make sure you seal that in with the oil, because that will help keep your hair hydrated and moisturized. Some of the oils that I recommend are the Wild Growth Hair Oil. Again, you can get this at your local beauty supply store. I happen to have bought it for $6.99. Some cocoa butter oil, which is moisturizes and strengthens. Moisturize hair and scalp, strengthens hair shaft, increases manageability, and conditions. Again, if you are not hearing the current theme of this, it's hydration and moisturizing. I also have the Main's Choice growth oil. So this is timeless length and lasting retention. Helps to revitalize and rejuvenate the scalp. Last but not least, I have Carol's Daughter Goddess Strength. This is the 7-oil blend hair and scalp oil for weak, breakage prone hair, which is your hair if you colored it, okay? So you need something that is going to restore the integrity of your hair. It is your shampoo matters. I know if you are a part of the natural gang, then you already know sulfates, parabens, all that good stuff is not good for our hair. So stay away from any shampoo that does have any sulfates or parabens in it, as it will destroy your hair. Sulfates actually strip the hair of all its natural oils, and it will literally negate everything that I have just taught you. So do not use sulfates. Sulfates are good when you want to get rid of product buildup and things of that nature, but I don't suggest using it on a daily basis, as it will cause dryness in your hair. Use shampoos that are rich in oils, hydration, moisture. Like if they are specifically designed to treat your hair for where lack of hydration and moisture, grab it. You're going to need it. Now, over time, if you've used box dye or if you have gone to a professional to get your hair colored, you will notice over time that your hair starts to get dull and drier rather quickly. That is because it's time for you to get a touch-up color. Okay, all the color has been faded. The strands are now depleted a little bit. So you need to plump up those hair strands with color. So before you even go and buy another box dye, think about it. Why would you go and bleach your hair again? Your hair has already lifted to a color that whatever color you decide to deposit onto it will show up. If that makes sense. If it doesn't, and you guys need a video of me explaining that, I definitely will explain that in more depth. But what it is now you're just depositing color every couple of weeks to freshen up the color that you have. So my hair has been freshly recolored. I used the Pravana hair color in Wild Orchid. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I will put a picture of it right here for you. I redid my hair because it was looking hella crusty, dusty, and just busted, okay? So we needed to deposit more color. Once you have dyed your hair the first time, unless you're trying to touch up the roots, which I'm not, I don't really care about that, I'm going to allow it to grow out, there's no need for you to rebleach your hair. Unless you're trying to go into a different color family, then yes, you would need to rebleach your hair. But if you were just upkeeping the color you already have, there is no need to rebleach your hair. We are just depositing color. So I suggest grabbing some rinses from the beauty supply store. I ended up using the Kiss Tintation line, and then realized that the Pravana is actually a better quality, so we've switched to Pravana. When you use box dyes, you aren't using a professional grade or a professional level of products. Therefore, some of the ingredients are going to be compromising to your hair's health. For one, I definitely suggest going to a local professional to get your hair done. And tip number 4, trim your dead ends. If you hold on to those dead ends, ultimately it will cost you both in life and with your hair care. So make sure you are cutting off those ends. That way your hair can fully grow out with it being healthy from the root to the tip. As my fellow curly haired people, our hair needs a lot more attention. If you haven't noticed, it needs a lot more hydration and moisture than regular just straight hair, because our hair is curly. Okay, so if you follow these tips and your hair is colored, whether it's colored or not, actually, you'll be able to see a huge difference in how your hair behaves and how it looks. And you will realize that coloring your hair isn't as detrimental as people make it out to be. It's just a matter of how do you take care and how do you adjust to having a new hair porosity. So if this video has helped you, please make sure to drop a comment down below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.